Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton, the author of this book. There we are, HMP Manchester Prison Officer. That's me when I was a young man. I'm slightly older than that now. Anyway, it's available on Amazon. I'm going to talk today about a new policy that's being ushered in, and it's going to be announced in the King's speech in November to Parliament, and it's concerning the sentencing of serious offenders. According to what Rishi Sunak is saying, and it's reported in today's Daily Mirror, if you have a look at that, or you can see it online, it's saying that convicted rapists are going to serve the full term of their prison sentence. So if they get sentenced to 20 years, that's what they'll do, not 10 years with 50% remission. That's going out the window. The only problem that we've really got here is that we're running out of prison cells. I mean, they're going to have to grow up and stop sentencing people to 3 months, 6 months, and start sentencing people who have committed real crimes like rape, murder, violence, burglary, stuff like this, not non-payment of fines and failing to have a TV licence, that kind of nonsense. But according to the Prime Minister, he is going to ensure that people who commit shockingly horrible diabolical murders and rapes and sexual offences are going to serve life sentences without remission, so they're in there for the full term. Where are they going to put these people? I mean, the prison system is falling apart as it is. You start putting people into prison without any hope of getting out, and they're going to create some serious issues for the prison service and for the staff. You see, there is an incentive with remission, because if you actually commit offences whilst you're inside prison, such as attacking other prisoners or staff, etc., then you lose remission. If you're in there with nothing to lose, it presents a problem for the system, because how do you punish somebody who is already receiving the ultimate punishment that they've got? That's indefinite life sentences. So they've got a real problem for the prison service there, and of course they can't recruit prison staff at the moment. I keep banging that drum. And look what's happening with the police now. The police are refusing to carry firearms because one of their officers has been charged with murder following shooting somebody in the head whilst they were sitting in their car. Shot them through the windscreen. It's fairly drastic, that. I mean, what happened if the bullet had bounced off? Anyway, according to the Daily Mirror today, that's what Rishi Sunak is writing into the King's speech, because it's written by Parliament, and they're going to announce that in November, and judges are going to be given direct instructions from the government on how to sentence people who have committed particularly horrendous crimes, and they're going to be required to sentence them to virtually indefinite periods of incarceration. But where are they going to build all these prisons? We've already got virtually 90,000 people in prison. Where do we stop? I believe it's going to be a real issue for the country if they continue to do this. Somebody has got to wake them up and say, listen, no point in sending people to prison for non-payment of fines. If they had the money, they would pay it. They haven't got the money, so don't send them to prison, because it costs the taxpayer at least a couple of £1,000 a week for every prisoner that's in there. So Let's get real here. But are they going to get real? Is the prison service going to grow up? Well, not from what I'm hearing. See what Rishi Sunak's announcement to the country is like when he does it in November, they say. So that's it for today, folks. That's Tales from Today. A little moan about the sentencing. But I agree, obviously people who commit atrocious offences should be incarcerated indefinitely. But certainly take them out of the mainstream prisons and create a supermax prison elsewhere, somewhere away from the cities, away from the city centres. Yeah, that's the song dinger, folks. But I'm not going to sing you a song, I'm going to read you a poem here. Ding dong, yeah. I'm going to read you a poem called Not Waving But Drowning by Stevie Smith. Are you sitting comfortably? Good, then I shall begin. They used to say that on children's TV, didn't they? Not waving but drowning. Nobody heard him, the dead man, but still he lay moaning. I was much further out than you thought, and not waving but drowning. Poor chap. He always loved larking, and now he's dead. It must have been too cold for him. His heart gave up, they said. Oh no, no, it was too cold always. Still the dead one lay moaning. I was much too far out all my life, and not waving but drowning. By Stevie Smith. Not waving but drowning. Yeah, I'm waving, not drowning. Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. By the way, I did an interview last week with James English. That should be on YouTube within the next 14 days, I believe.